This is Two Teachers Chat with your hosts, Brenda McCrate and Peggy Wilbur.
How do we touch the future? How do we touch lives forever? Well, the first step is to get your classroom running.
Yes.
And running pretty smoothly.
Of the year, or as happens in some schools, sometimes a teacher gets sick and a new teacher has to come in.
Oh,
or
God.
a teacher gets moved to a different level.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
we're talking about setting up the classroom environment when at the beginning.
Because either if you're starting the new year, or like me, you changed grade levels over a weekend. Oh, wonderful memory. Once you've set up your norms and your kids have made some T-charts about what respect or responsibility or safety or whatever your rules are.
And this is in a previous
look like that you can see in a previous
video.
episode.
Yes.
Yes. Then you're going to want to pick a few skills that you actually want to teach them, because believe it or not, they may not know how to sit and listen to another student talking, or how to help another person respectfully, or how to apologize when you've made a mistake, or how to treat certain equipment. Science teachers have to do this all the time because we use lots of equipment that needs to be taken care of.
So it's taking the norms when we say be respectful.
And then we say,
did the T-chart.
Listen actively or
right.
listen well.
And well, in the T-chart you said, it looks like this, it sounds like this. There is another really important step.
Yes.
Which is?
Modeling and practicing.
Okay. And this is worth the time at the beginning of the year to do?
Absolutely.
Would you
will
consider
save you
essential?
time forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we both consider this. What we're going to show you is essential.
Now, it doesn't have to be exactly the way we do it. You set it up so it's your parameters and what you like. So I would pick a kid to go up front, and I give them something easy to be talking about, like multiplication facts or addition facts or something they know. I put them up front, and I say, okay, so I'm going to be the student, and you guys watch me, and you see if I am quiet, if I have a still body, are my hands still, are my eyes on JoJo, or, whatever. Yeah. And so they're all watching, and JoJo's up front doing the multiplication or talking or whatever, or telling about his dog or whatever. And so I do this first. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, okay. And they all go, no, you're not being polite. You're not being respectful. You're not looking at him. I said, okay, so that's totally wrong. Are any of you going to be like that? Oh, no, never, never. And they'll laugh and giggle, and the high schoolers probably think it'll be a great joke. Then you say, okay, so that was totally wrong. So now I'm going to try to do it. But you're going to have to look more carefully, because remember, we want it just right. Okay, so see if I do it just right or not. So this time, my eyes would be on Susie, my voice would be quiet, but I'd kind of be tapping my knees or flicking, kind of going like this, not humming, but close to it. And the kids would go, no, that's still not exactly right. It's still not just right. And I'd have them tell me what I need to do. Well, your body needs to be still. That means you can't be tapping your knees and making noise. You need to be silent when somebody else is speaking. That's what the T-chart says. And I would say, okay, so that isn't good enough either. And they would agree with me. And finally, I'd say, all right, see if I can do it exactly right. And so the last kid, third kid who needs to go up front and have an audience would go up and talk about their guinea pig or whatever, and I would be silent. And my eyes would be on that person, and my body would be still. And I might nod, because we've talked about that affirms the speaker, but I'm silent. And then I would say, all right, boys and girls, was that just right? And they would go, yay, and cheer me on. Then, and this is the important part, I would have somebody else come up, and then the whole class needs to practice doing it just right. They never get to practice it sort of right or really wrong. They get to laugh at me doing that. I'm the teacher. I can do that. They only practice it just right.
You're really talking about a 3-step process of modeling. And the first step, you show it to them absolutely wrong.
Yes.
And then the second step is almost there. Almost there, but they critique it and go, well, it wasn't quite right. And then the third step is then you show it to them correctly. And you're modeling so they can see it, what it looks like, what it sounds like, and then they practice it. Exactly. And what do you do to remind them of that, let's say in future days?
Well, we have all the steps in being respectful for listening. So I can say something as simple as, show me respectful listening.
Okay.
Or show me active listening, if I want to call it active listening. Whatever you want to call it. Good listening. It doesn't really matter. You come up with a title and you call it that.
Let's say we did day 1. We did active listening practice. What do you do day 2 and day 3?
Well, I'm going to pick another one. And I would review active listening and do maybe apologizing. Day 3, active listening, apologizing, and
a new one.
A new one of helping somebody else, or how to...
Well, how to come to attention for the whole
or
class.
how to come to attention.
Okay, how about a week later? Same thing, you just do a quick review?
Yes, it really depends on the class. Because if this is something that a lot of teachers do in the school and they're used to it, then this is not going to take as long. Because they are used to it. If this is all new to them, of modeling and practicing and everything, then it might take the first full 2 weeks of school.
And so are you saying that, second month in, end of second month, they're lining up very sloppily, turning around, talking to each other. Are you saying that you don't yell at them to get in line?
No.
Oh.
Because,
I've heard that before.
Well, yeah. and we'll get into the adult voice in a later episode. But if it's just general melees and everybody's kind of messing around, then I say, you know what, boys and girls, I hate to miss minutes of recess, but we have to do this right. Now, remember that the right way to do it is, and then I'd go right back into, I wouldn't do the whole wrong thing and everything. I go eyes front, hands at my side, facing the back of the person in front of me, my voice is off, I'm still, I'm ready to go.
Looking at the speaker.
Looking at the speaker if it's active listening, looking at the front of the person in front of me if it's how to be in the hall, whatever. And then I'd say, do you think we can do that? And mostly they go, yes. And I say, okay, let me see it. All right, great, thank you, we are ready to roll.
So in the middle of the classroom, end of second month, all of a sudden they are no longer actively listening.
Sure.
Will you stop what's happening right then and there and have them practice? Okay.
Yeah, worth every second. Okay. Worth every second.
Will you start the next day with another quick practice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will say, we were having trouble yesterday. We had to stop the math lesson. So today, before we even start, let's all just practice that, shall we? Pretend you're working. Okay, now I've called on Susie to tell us about the answer that she got. She's standing up. All right, what do we do? Eyes on her. Wonderful. Okay, we have this. Good. Can we do it all day? Yes, we can. And then you go on from there.
Lovely.
How long does that take? 30 seconds, a minute? And yet you're saving yourself maybe 5 minutes of they didn't get anything that you taught because they weren't really listening and people were chatting and having side conversations and all those good things.
Wonderful. Well, I'm out of coffee.
Again.
Yes,
okay.
listen.
All right. So
Thank
time's
you,
up
Brenda.
and you're welcome.
Thank you for watching 2 Teachers Chat. Until next time. And remember, teachers touch lives forever.